Hi guys, it's Wednesday and I'm really excited because today is the day I go and see Batman v Superman at the press screening and I've been invited. I'm so excited. You can see the bags under my eyes though where I've not slept. I had an absolute abysmal night's sleep. Just truly bad, and I'm really worried that I'm going to fall asleep during this film. Not because it's bad, but because it's 2.5 hours, it'll be warm and it will be dark. So the screening tonight is at 7 o'clock. I really can't wait. I'm going to meet up with some friends and hopefully they'll come on this vlog. As you can see, I'm on the Red Bull today, sugar-free. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you some of my equipment while I'm packing my bag. So here is my handy Zoom H1 recorder. This is what we mostly do the podcast on. And it was only £75 and it's spectacular for that price. I've got another one of these flip zooms, as you can see. This one's in HD, but I don't use this one indoors because oddly enough, in low light, the SD one's better. HD works best outside. Some batteries to replace it, and most importantly, my invite to the screening tonight. There you go. I really cannot wait to see this film. I, for one, loved Man of Steel, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one. But before I can do any of that, I need to go shopping. Which one? Which one? Shopping. So I finally made it to Leicester Square with 10 minutes to spare before the film starts. Don't actually know if you guys can hear me because it's very loud and I don't have a mic that I can plug into this. But oh, what a stressful journey this has been. The plan was to pick my son up from school and take him straight down to meet his mum from work, hand him over, and that was it. But my son came out of school today with every single project he has ever done whilst he's been there. So I had to take it all home. We ended up being late. He asked if we could go to McDonald's. I said, yeah, we can go to McDonald's. It ends up being shocked because they're filming a commercial. So yeah, I've just made it with like 10 minutes to spare. Okay, I'm gonna go in now. It's now Thursday. I had planned to finish this video last night, but I got back at like midnight and I was just so tired that I thought, best just start fresh in the morning. So I got there yesterday, took my seat. And onto the stage walked Alex Zane. He then introduced Zack Snyder, who came out and spoke for a little bit about making the film. And in turn, Zack Snyder introduced Henry Cavill to the stage. So that's what you're going to watch now. Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill talk about Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Kick it off! Woo!
Hey everybody. Well, first of all, thank you, but no. First of all, I'd like to say thank you all very much for coming. This has been a true labour of love. A lot of minds and a lot of hard work has gone into this. I worked on it for a year, and Zack, goodness, must have been around 3 years, if not more. And all of these minds and all of this hard work went into this. It would not have been possible without the incredible guidance and leadership of the unique visionary that is my friend, Zack Snyder. So everyone put your hands together one more time.
Thank you, sir. I thought you said minds for a second. I thought you said a lot of minds went into this. I was like, I don't think we had any minds.
We had a military of minds. I was on a lot of acid at the time. Seriously, We would love you to go to the internet and talk about this, but please wait until after the movie's official release worldwide. Please go.
Like you're just going to say it's awesome, and then you can just go.
Yeah. Tell us your thoughts so we can learn how to do better for you and for us in telling the story of these incredible characters. And so, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
All right, enjoy it, guys. Thank you.
As we all had to promise Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder that we wouldn't spoil the movie, I'm just going to give you my rough feelings and how I felt when I saw this, rather than a detailed plot synopsis. So the big criticism that was levelled at Man of Steel was that Warner Brothers tried to Dark Knight Cavill. I can see why. Between Batman Begins and Man of Steel, they had tried 3 times and failed to launch 3 comic properties from DC. They tried to do Superman with Superman Returns, they tried to launch Jonah Hex, and they tried to launch Green Lantern, all of which crashed and burned. So I can see why the execs at Warner Brothers would look at the only template that had worked and try to mould other characters to fit that template. Another criticism that was levelled at it is just how much destruction is in Man of Steel. And I feel that in this film, they go out of their way to explain that. Like, they explain that people got out in the buildings, but then later on, there's more destruction. So I can only assume that Zack Snyder just loves blowing stuff up. Now, if you remember, when Ben Affleck was announced as Batman, there was a huge outcry online. People starting the hashtag, better Batman than Ben Affleck, and blah, 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 calling him Batfleck. And those haters are going to be eating some serious humble pie, because he is by far the best on-screen Batman we've ever had. He is brutal. He physically, literally brands criminals with a heated bat symbol. I'm pretty sure he kills people, so if you've got a problem with that, you're not going to like this. If you didn't like Man of Steel, there's not going to be anything here for you. Affleck absolutely nails the part. In fact, the Batman-centric portions of this film are the most interesting and best part. Jeremy Irons absolutely owns the part of Alfred. He has all the best lines, he quips, he's more of a tech-savvy expert than he is a butler. I mean, you even get bits where Bruce is making him coffee. And because Bruce is older, and he's been Batman for 20 years, they're both battle-weary. And it's not the father-son dynamic we saw with Michael Caine and Christian Bale. This is more of an older sibling relationship. What's also great is they get Batman's origin story done over the opening credits, because, you know, everybody knows that story. So we are spared having to see that whole story play out for half a film. Another positive, Gal Gadot is phenomenal as Wonder Woman. And I left this film absolutely pumped for the Wonder Woman film that's coming out next year. Her score in this, her musical score in this is just incredible. I wish other characters had got that. Okay, so they're the positives. There's just so much that can be picked apart. A lot of plot holes and inconsistencies. Lex just seems to know how to work all this Kryptonian technology, even though we never see him learn how to do it. But there is a scene where he asked the computer to teach him everything. So I assume all of that happened in an off scene. But Batman does something that I just don't understand. He takes the destruction from Metropolis to Gotham so that he can retrieve something, when he could have just gone to Gotham, retrieved the thing, and gone back to Metropolis in the space of about 5 minutes. I just didn't understand why you would destroy 2 cities. Jesse Eisenberg is completely miscast as Lex Luthor. I was one of the people defending him at the time when people were saying Heisenberg, not Eisenberg. But yeah, now Heisenberg, not Eisenberg, because it's not that he's bad, it's just the version of Lex Luthor he's playing doesn't belong in this movie. It's also void of most humour. I know I mentioned that Alfred gets a couple of quips and one-liners, but they are so few and far between. It is really nice when we see the Trinity together up on screen for the first time in cinematic history, and I'll admit, as a lifelong DC fan, I got a little bit teary-eyed. But there are just so many inconsistencies in this film and plot holes. And yeah, if you scrutinise it too badly, you're going to find it. There are whole scenes that just don't need to be here. At the end of the day, Batman v Superman is an alright movie. It's just not great. And there's about 35 to 45 minutes that could have just been shed. The most worrying thing about this film is the effect it's going to have on Wonder Woman. Because Warner Brothers will reboot Batman and Superman 100 times over. If Wonder Woman fails, that's her done. So moving forward, I think DC and Warner Brothers need to distance themselves from Zack Snyder. They need to give him the old tin tack. Marvel have got Kevin Feige, Fox have got Simon Kinberg, and they are both steering their ships in their respective universes. DC don't have that. Instead, DC have got 15 different chefs all trying to make their own soup and trying to put it on the same menu and serve it in the same place. And it just doesn't work.